Today, I'll be showing two versions of the best center builds in the game. I'll be going over the most important things that you need to look for when creating your center build. Whether you want to be a shooting big or an inside big, I'm covering everything in this video. I'll go over the best badges that you should be trying to get, and I'll also tell you secret key animation requirements that you cannot find in the builder. I got all the secrets for centers. You're going to want to watch every second of this video. What's up, guys? It's Solo back with another video. Now today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to create the best center build in NBA 2K24. As many of you guys know, I went ahead and played at Community Day. Shout out to 2K for inviting me to Community Day. I was able to play early and get this content for y'all. And I spent not only a few hours at Community Day creating this build, but I just spent so many hours getting every single fact when it comes to centers that you guys need to know when creating your build just for this video. 92% of my viewers are not subscribed, so if you guys are one of those people, make sure to press the red subscribe button. We're going crazy all 2K24. Just so you guys know, there's going to be key information even at the very end of the video where I talk about badge requirements or animation requirements. You know, what driving dunk do you need to get certain contact dunks? What pass accuracy do you need for certain pass styles? Or even I'll just touch on the most important badges you want to look for. So even if you just go ahead and take the build straight from the video, I'm telling y'all, every part of this video is going to be helpful when creating your build. Without further ado, we got a quick word from today's sponsor, and then we're jumping into the builder. If you guys make a 5-man pick'em on Underdog Fantasy, you get 20x your money in a single night. Something that I've been looking at a lot and even placing some picks on are these NBA season-long pick'ems. You basically just pick higher or lower on your favorite players. Like if you think LeBron's gonna score a lot this season, you pick that. One that I like a lot, Jason Tatum over 28.7 points per game on the season. I think he has a chance at MVP. I think he's gonna average like 30, to be honest. That's an easy over for me. Here's the one that I already placed. Y'all can let me know what you think of it in the comment section. And if you're not interested in the pick'ems, they have a ton of fantasy drafts. That's what I really love doing the most on Underdog. This fantasy football draft, Best Ball Mania 4, has 15 million in prizes, so I would try to get a team or two in that if you guys want to. I have 10 teams, by the way, as you guys can see right here. Code SOLO doubles your first deposit. Click the link in the description. If you guys do sign up, DM me on Twitter. I'll add you to my Underdog group chat. Okay, so the first thing that you guys need to know when you're creating your center build is that height changes every single attribute in the builder. So you want to be very careful when choosing your height. Also, position changes nothing. You'll only do something for, say, if you play like my career or if you play Pro-Am, and it'll just put you like at, say, the 4 if you pick power forward or the 5 if you pick center. But it doesn't actually change anything as far as the attributes go on your build. Weight changes things relating to speed. So stuff like speed, excel, speed with ball, and also your rebounding and strength, which is very important on center builds. Your wingspan obviously helps you play defense if you have a bigger one, but for the attributes, it changes your dunk, it changes your shooting attributes, your block, steal, rebounding, and strength goes down as you increase it. You guys are going to hear me talk a lot about this strength attribute because it hasn't meant much in years past, but this year it's very important. I'm not only going to tell you guys about strength, but I'm going to tell you guys about every attribute that matters the most for centers. Okay, so enough with the talking, enough with the tips. Let's jump into this first center build that I created. You guys are going to want to pick center, but to be honest, you could pick power forward because we're not going to be the tallest of centers. Like if you're playing Pro-Am, this would obviously work at the 5, but it's going to be more so of like a popper, like a two-way build, you know, shooting and defense. So you might just want to go with power forward. That's probably what I would do, but it's up to you guys. I know, you know, this is a center build video. For the height, we're going to go with 6'9". I feel like you can't really go any lower than this. 6'8", you're just going to get dogged out, I feel like. But I talked to a lot of the best centers at Community Day, and they said the sweet spot for center heights is going to be 6'9", and I kind of agree. I'm going to talk about some taller center heights later on in the video because I think some of them can get kind of glitchy. But for this center, we're going to go 6'9", and for the weight, we're going to go minimum at 215. And guys, this is from Community Day, so this is from over a week ago. I don't have the game right now. If I did, I would have made changes in the video. So I just have to tell you where I went wrong and how I would make my changes. I went minimum weight because I want to be as fast as possible on my center. I want to be able to switch. I want to be able to guard the guard if I have to. But this is a slight mistake. I should have went 242 pounds. So when you guys are creating the center build, go 242. This will allow you to get more strength and also more rebounding, which is very crucial, which we're going to talk about more later. For the wingspan, I go max wingspan on pretty much all my center builds, so 7'7". You guys are going to want to play amazing defense, so we got to get our wingspan high. So the first thing that I did once I jumped in this builder is I went down to my physicals and I put my speed at a 79. This obviously helps all around, whether it's on defense, whether it's on offense. You know, if you want better slip D, you got to rotate on defense, whatever. Or just on offense, if you want faster slips or you just want to run around faster. Speed is going to help. You're obviously going to be slow because you're taller, you weigh more, you know, you're a center. So for me, that's something that I look at right away. I want to max out my speed. If you guys go to 242 pounds, like I said before, you could probably only get a 76 speed, but I honestly think that's worth it to get a little bit more strength and rebound. But it's up to you guys if you want the higher speed. After that, I went down to my stamina. I gave myself a 90 stamina. I feel like you don't really need anything higher than this on centers. You know, you're not going to be dribbling, and 90 stamina, that's pretty good. Then I went to my defensive rebounding, which I think is one of the most important attributes for centers, and I put it at a 92. You get gold rebound chaser at a 92, and this is one of the big debates. Do you want to go 92 for gold rebound chaser, or do you want to go 99 for Hall of Fame? Now, this has to do with the weight that I spoke on earlier. You need to be heavier, so that's why I said go 242 if you want to get 99 rebounding. This is one of the attributes that I messed up on. I think I would prefer to go 99 defensive rebounding. I'm going to go over all my changes once I am done upgrading the build. So once it's completely maxed out, I'll tell you all the changes exactly. After I upgraded my defensive rebound, I went over to the block, which I think is one of the most important attributes when it comes to centers. I put a 92 block, and then I went up to my interior defense and I put a 77. Now this gives me gold anchor. Anchor is a badge that I like a lot. It helps you a lot on defense, and something that I was talking about with a lot of other centers is we were kind of unsure if gold anchor is needed. I heard one of the top centers say he might only go silver, which would be an 87 block and a 72 interior defense. But I personally love block on my center builds, so I say go 92 block with the 77 interior D. And honestly, you could go higher on the interior D if you want. Next up, I put on a 60 steal. This gave me bronze interceptor. After that, I went up to the shooting and I maxed out my 3-point at a 77. Now this gives me a ton of badges. We get silver catch and shoot at 74, bronze green machine at a 64, 3 silver claymore at a 73 point, and we get bronze deadeye at 75. We also get silver corner specialist at a 76.3, and of course we get a ton more badges. Then I went back down to my physicals and I put my vertical at an 80. This gave me gold chase down artist, and also I'm gonna be jumping mad high for boards. Vertical is an underrated attribute when it comes to centers, bro. I'm telling you, do not ignore this attribute. Also, this helps with dunks and certain dunk animations, which I'll talk about later. I'll tell you guys all the different dunk requirements, and you also get gold pogo stick. Next up, I went to my strength and I gave myself a 78 strength, which gave me silver box out beast, which I got at a 72, and bronze bulldozer, which I get at a 78 strength. Now, if you changed your weight earlier when I mentioned it, you guys see in the video I have 215, but you know, my footage is from over a week ago. I can't change it right now. Like I said, go 242 on the weight. This will allow you to go to an 84 strength, which is a very important attribute. You can get gold box out beast and also silver bulldozer, which is going to be huge for you guys. Next up, I put my offensive rebound at a 75. I don't think this really gets any badges because the defensive rebound will get you all your badges that you need. This just kind of helps. You know, you definitely want some offensive rebounding. I will raise this a little bit and I'll talk about that in the changes once I'm done talking about every attribute. Next up, I gave myself a 71 perimeter defense. This will give you bronze challenger, and to be honest, you don't really need an insane perimeter defense on centers, but 71 is pretty solid. Next up, we got to talk about the driving dunk. Now on this build here, I gave myself an 86 driving dunk. This is good in 2K23, but it's a big no-no in 2K24. Y'all are going to want to hear this, so hear me out. I believe an 86 driving dunk in 2K23 gave you contact, so that was kind of like out of habit. 86 just looked good, and you also get a silver posterizer badge at 86. Real quick, let me run over all the badges you get out of 86 driving dunk. So at 82, you get silver slithery. At 83, you get silver precision dunker, and you get gold bunny at 86 as well. Also, Hall of Fame two-step at 86. You get a ton of badges right when you hit that 86 marker. The thing is, for contact dunks, the lowest one, you need an 87 driving dunk. So I might as well have went up one more to an 87, or even 3 more to an 89 driving dunk to get that second tier of driving dunks. And again, I'll talk about the driving dunk requirements a lot more later. But to be honest, the way that I like to make my center builds, I like to be, of course, good at shooting. We already talked about that and max it out. But I like to be a dog on defense. I like to have crazy rebounding, and also the physicals mattered a lot this year. So we're going to want a lot of strength, a lot of vertical speed, excel, all that. So I honestly think I would lower this, which I'll talk more about in the changes. Next up, I gave my build a 70 close shot. This is just done for more finishing badges, also to finish better around the rim. And then I gave myself an 80 driving layup. Once again, you unlock a lot more finishing badges with this. Then I gave myself a 73 standing dunk. Standing dunk is something that I like a lot on my center builds. This gives me fast twitch bronze, which I get at 73, and rise up bronze at 72. Next up, I put on one of the most underrated stats for centers, which is going to be pass accuracy. I put this at a 75. This gives you the Sabonis pass style, silver break starter. You also get at 75, and silver dimer at 73. Next up, bro, this part is just embarrassing. I made one of, if not the biggest mistakes on the entire center build right here. I lowered my offensive rebound to 70. Then I lowered my pass accuracy to 55, only to increase my ball handle and speed with ball just for the blow by badge. Now, don't get me wrong, I think that badge is going to be great, and this was one of, if not my first builds I ever created on 2K24, so I might have been a little overwhelmed. Now that I can really look at things things and break it down, I mean, this is an easy mistake to spot. I'll fix this in the changes part in a second. To finish off the build, I just put the rest on free throw. Okay, so the changes, this is the part that you guys definitely want to listen up for. I already know there's going to be a lot of people that just skip to the end where I completed the build and just try to either take that build or just judge that build, but nah, this is what you want to listen to. As I mentioned before, I would increase the weight from 215 to 242. This will give you more strength and rebounding if you want it, which I recommend. You will lose 3 speed, I believe, but I think it's worth it. Let's start from the top. I would drop my close shot pretty low. I saw some other center build videos and they had like a 32, but I would say go a little higher in like the 40 to 50 range. It's not going to really cost you a lot of attribute points. And then to be honest, bro, I'm dropping my driving dunk. I don't need contacts. I don't need post rides or silver. I'm dropping this to a 70 driving dunk. You're still going to be able to dunk pretty solid. And at a 70 driving dunk, you'll still get silver 2-step, which is going to be a really good badge, bronze slithery, bronze bunny, and even a few more badges. And then I would go no higher than a 70 driving layup. You get some badges like fearless finisher. So yeah, I'd probably just go with a 70 there. So basically, I'm taking a hit to my finishing to increase my defense and rebounding, and also my physicals, which we're going to get to. Then I would definitely take down my ball handle and speed of ball. Blow by is just not worth it for losing pass accuracy and some offensive rebounding. I would put back on the 75 pass accuracy, get silver break starter, silver dimer, and of course that's a bonus pass style. If you guys want the Jokic pass style, you got to go to an 80. I don't know if that one's going to be insane. Like, I really haven't played the game like that or tested anything, but I think you definitely want one of the pass styles on your build. Next up, I would probably increase my steal to like a 70 for bronze right stick ripper, which is probably going to be a pretty solid badge. And then you could even go 72 steal for glove. You don't have to do this, but this is just an idea. I'm not exactly too sure how many attribute points we're going to have to work with in this build, or once we drop our finishing and our dunk way down, but we should have enough. Next up, this is also something to consider: 87 block for silver anchor instead of gold. I was talking to some of the best centers in the game. They're saying they're not sure if it's worth it to go for gold anchor. Personally, that sounds a little crazy to me, so I'll probably keep my gold anchor. I'll keep my block where it is, but I figured I'd mention it. I would put my offensive rebounding a little bit higher. I'm not sure how much higher. I'd have to see how many attribute points I have to work with, but I'd probably put a few more on that. I'd get that to at least an 80. And then for the defensive rebound, we're putting this to a 99. This gives you Hall of Fame rebound chaser, which is going to be one of the most important badges for centers. And then of course, we're going to go with an 84 strength. And as I said before, you got to change your weight for this to 242. This will give us gold box out B, silver bulldoze, and it'll just make us better overall in the post and also on defense. Depending on how many attributes I have remaining, I would probably put my vertical a little bit higher. That is a underrated attribute and helps you get a lot more boards. And helps you get a lot more boards and jump higher. And as you guys can see, as I complete the build, you know, the build that I made at community day, obviously this is not including the changes that I made to it. We get shades of Nicholas Claxton, Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, and it says that we have built a rim protector. It's not the craziest of names. I know there's a lot of people out there that care a lot about build names. I, however, am not one of those people. I just care that I make a really good build. And obviously, if you make the changes that I mentioned, there's a lot of them, by the way. I don't even know if you'd get this name, rim protector. You might even get something else. So if y'all make this build, let me know what it says. But now I want to show y'all one of the most interesting builds that I made at community day. And this is the second version of a center build that I came up with. Now, this is a taller center build. So when you go into the builder, you're going to want to pick center and you're going to want to go 7 foot on the height. Now, one of the biggest factors that comes into play when I'm looking at my height for center builds is my speed, bro, because you cannot be too slow. And when you go from 7 foot up to 7'1", you lose like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 speed points. 7 foot is like that sweet spot where you're pretty tall, but you're also still somewhat fast. If you go any taller, you're just going to be so slow. And also, if you play a 6'9" center, I just feel like you're going to snag with this build. And it looks like these builds will also be able to shoot. So I mean, you'll see this build, bro. It's pretty glitchy. We're going to go 227 on the weight. And just so you guys know, this is something that I would change. Increase the weight until you see that your strength can get to an 84, because you're going to get some important badges with an 84 strength. I'll talk about that more later. And then put your wingspan on 7'10". So right when I get in the builder, I go to my shooting and I upgrade my 3.2 to a 74, max that out. You guys might be thinking, Solo's making a 7-foot build. Why is he upgrading shooting? Bro, with a 74 3-point, like, that's still pretty solid. If you're good at the game, you'll be able to hit open with that. And I'm not saying you're going to come out there and run on the court and just immediately be like, all right, bro, the game plan is I'm shooting threes, because that's not what the game plan is. The big thing with this build will be defense and rebounding. Also inside finishing, like drop steps, standing dunks. Those are going to be OP with a 7-foot build. But with a 74 3-point, you're a threat everywhere. Next up, I went to the defense/rebound, and I put my defensive rebound at a 99. You already know we had to get Hall of Fame rebound chaser on a 7-foot build. The interesting thing with this is that you could really go 99 offensive rebound, and I'll talk more about that later. Next up, I went to the physicals and I maxed out my speed at a 71 speed. Now, if you increase the weight earlier, like I said, to get a higher strength, then this number might only be a 70 or maybe even a 69, which is a question mark, bro, because that is not the fastest of speeds. So we're gonna have to see if this will work. But if you like those taller center builds, then I think this build is perfect for you. This build is better for like the ones and even the twos court especially. On the threes though, where the center's probably got to be switching onto the guard and just playing like good hedge D, I don't know if this build is going to be it. You probably want to go with the 6'9" build for that. Next up, I went to the stamina and I gave myself an 80 stamina. Then I went to the defense. I gave myself a 99 block and an 85 interior D to get Hall of Fame anchor. I will end up tweaking this, by the way, at the end. Then I put on a 60 steal. This gives me bronze interceptor. I went up to the finishing and I gave myself an 81 close shot that gives me silver fast twitch and silver fearless finishing. Then I, for some reason, put my driving layup at a 40, which I will raise more later. Next up, I went to the standing dunk and I put this at an 81. This gives me silver rise up, silver precision dunker, and a couple other badges. I went back to my rebounding and I gave myself an 80 offensive rebound. I went back down to the physicals, upgraded my stam a little bit more, +5 that I put it at an 85 now. Then I went to the vertical and I put this at a 75. Vertical actually helps you get a bunch of badges this year. And of course, if you're a center, you want a high vertical so you can jump high and get more boards. I went back to the finishing and put my driving layup up to a 60. I put on only a 32 pass accuracy for some reason, which I will change in a second. And then I put my mid-range up to a 60, and that'll finish off the build for now. But I have a few more changes, and luckily I made them at community day. So I went in and I was looking around at some of the badges, some of the attributes, and I had to lower my block, bro. It's one or the other, 99 rebounding or 99 block. It's up to you. I'm gonna go with the 99 rebounding. So I lowered my block to a 92, which will still give me gold anchor, which is still really good. I was going for Hall of Fame with 99, but we're just not gonna be able to get that. And then I went down to my vert and I noticed that if I put it at a 74, I could get silver chase down. So I actually up my vertical. Then I put on a 70 pass accuracy, which gives me bronze break starter and dimer, and also gives me more badges. So thank God that I upgraded my pass accuracy, because a 32 would have been crazy. Then I increased my mid-range even a little bit more, up to a 65. I put my strength up to a 78 for silver box out beast and bronze bulldozer, and I finished the build off with some free throw. Now listen up, this is not the final build. I have some changes, but like I said, I recorded this over a week ago at community day, so I have to tell you the changes. I can't go into the game and make the changes myself because I don't have the game yet. As I mentioned at the beginning of this build right here, the 7-foot build, you want to bump up your weight so that you get 84 strength for gold box out beast and silver bulldozer. Also, you're going to want to put your pass accuracy to a 75 for Sabonis pass style. Also, you get silver break starter and a couple other badges. Lower the interior D. This one's up to you. If you want to keep a high interior D, you could do that, but it was only that high so that we could get a Hall of Fame anchor, but I lowered my block, so you might as well bring the interior D down to a 77. You can still get gold anchor with that. And then we have the thing that I'm seeing a lot of these builds that are 7 foot plus in height do, and that is put your offensive rebound at 99 and put your defensive at around an 80, 83, something in the low 80s. And the reason that you want to do this is because you're going to be very tall. You also have a very high vertical. When you're on defense, you should have positioning, so you should get those boards. But if you go with a 99 offensive rebound, whereas you might be behind a 6'9", maybe a 6'9" build is boxing you out and you're trying to fight for an offensive board, you'll just jump over him and grab that with a 99 offensive rebound. I'm not saying this is 100% confirmed and it's going to be insanely glitchy, but it's something that you guys should definitely consider. On a 6'9" though, bro, keep the 99 or 92 defensive rebound. Keep the defensive rebound higher. But on these tall builds like this one, you could really go 99 offensive rebound instead of defensive. And as you guys can see, as I confirm the build, we get shades of Marcus Camby, Yusuf Nurkic, Walker Kessler, and it says that we have built a defensive anchor. Once again, not the craziest of names, but as long as I have a really good build, I could care less about the names, but I know some of y'all care about it, so go ahead, maybe go in the builder, tweak a few things, see if you get a crazy name, but I personally am not doing that. Now real quick, we got some gameplay with the 7-foot center that I made. I don't have gameplay for the 6'9" because I think I had to go play my rec game. I don't know if you guys knew I played in that rec tournament for a 2K logo at community. I posted a video on that. I played against Duke Dennis, Davis, Cheeseaholic. That video was fire. But yeah, you guys see how tall this build is. And look at this. I'm about to post up Tyrese Maxey. That's an easy, oh my God, on his head, bro. Something about 2K24 that I like a lot is mismatches are just like, bro, if there's a mismatch, you're gonna take it. Like if it's a big center on a little guard, I mean, you're scoring every time. If it's a little guard, you know, with a big center guarding him, you're gonna run by him every time. Look at me just swim moving on Nurkic, grabbing the board, bro. This build is so good at getting boards, but that's kind of expected when you're 7 feet tall with a high vertical with a insane 99 rebound. But bro, what did my teammate Paul George just say? Look at this spin move from like Limitless, just drop, bro. I don't know what I'm seeing. Also, after this gameplay, I'm about to go over some key attributes, some key badges, some key requirements, and just stuff that you may not have known because it's not in the builder right here. Again, mismatch on Maxey. Just can Nurkic please guard me because this is just not fair. But yeah, some things that you cannot see in the builder, I'm about to go over. Like, they gave us a whole packet at community day, so I'm about to go over some of that information for y'all, because in case y'all don't want to make my exact build, maybe you want to tweak it or maybe make something else, I just want you guys to know the exact requirements. You know, if you want an insane driving dunk, I'm gonna let you know about that, or also just certain badges that maybe I don't get but maybe you guys should consider getting, as I'm gonna drop step Drew Holiday. Just, it's too easy, bro. It's too easy with this 7-foot build. I was unable to really shoot a lot in here because what am I going to do? Am I going to call over who are my teammates? Jamal Murray? Am I going to call over Jamal Murray or maybe Paul George to set me a screen and try and shoot? Like, couldn't really shoot in here. But I think with like a 74-3, I think we have it in this build, I think you will be able to shoot if you're wide open and you're good at the game. Now, if you're not good at the game, if you're new, you're more of a casual, then you probably want to go with that 6'9" that I made at the beginning of the video. This is probably more of a risky build, but look at me getting Nurkic jumping up. Oh my God, what are you jumping at, buddy? And we're just gonna easily green the layup. Nurkic again, just getting stopped in the paint. That's an easy board for the big footer. I'm driving in. Oh, pump fake. Oh my God, on Nurkic's head. Let's see that once again. Look at this pump fake. He didn't even jump and out it, bro. Like, if the center jumps, normally it's an easy dunk. He didn't even jump, and we just threw it down on his face. We're coming back at him. Nurkic, can you stop me? Post fade from the elbow. Oh my God. Like, I don't even, what is post fade? Is that mid-range? Is that, I think that shot right there would be mid-range, that attribute. So that's something to keep in mind right here. The little pick and roll with Paul George showing off some of the pass accuracy we got. Jamal Murray over to me, and oh God, this is, we know what's going to happen here. Maxi, come on, buddy. What are we doing here? Easy lay. Like I said, mismatches are going to be OP. And when you're a 7-foot build, you're going to have a lot of mismatches, especially if you're playing twos, bro. You might go up against 2 6'7s or something like that. Okay, so as I said in the intro, I spent hours creating this video. Like, I was collecting all the information, all the facts. I'm going to give you all some fun facts or just some random things that I wrote down about centers that you guys need to know. Something that I would say is, if you want to make a stretch, like you want to make more of a shooting center, sacrifice your finishing. Don't sacrifice your defense. I know everyone wants the crazy contact dunks, but if you're going to be a center, bro, you need to be able to get rebounds. You need to be able to block shots. I'm telling y'all, don't disregard your defense, especially on a game like 2K24. You're gonna need it. Let's talk about some of the key attributes for centers that you guys cannot ignore. Like, we could turn this into a game real quick. Pause the video and think. I have 7 attributes right here. Try and guess which 7 attributes for center am I gonna say are the most important. I'm going from top to bottom in the builder. The first one I want to talk about is 3-point. I feel like every center build should have this, unless you're literally making a dog of a center build. Like, you're literally just straight up going like 99 rebounding, crazy strength, crazy block, like 99 block, which I think we may see those centers return in 2K24. 3-point is definitely important, and I think on most of these builds you just want to max it out, especially if you go max wingspan. Next up is going to be interior defense. You're going to want around at least an 80 interior defense, bro, because finishing is so overpowered in this game. I'm not going to gas it like that, but finishing is looking pretty good. There's a lot of new finishing badges that people are going to be using. A lot of people are going to be going for contact dunks. You need interior defense. The next one is block. I feel like this is a good one every year. I always go high block in my build. You guys probably saw that from, you know, the builder part of this video earlier. If you're going to be a center though, I think you need at least silver anchor, which is an 87 block, or someone like me, I'll probably go for 92 block and get gold anchor. The 4th attribute is defensive rebound. This one's obvious, but you need a 99 defensive rebound to get Hall of Fame rebound chaser, and you need a 92 to get it on gold. So I would say go minimum 92 defensive rebound or offensive rebound. If you're going to make the 7-foot build, like I said, it might be smarter to just make your offensive rebound higher than your defensive. But if you're on a 6'9" or one of those shorter builds, then definitely defensive rebound should be the higher attribute. Now we're into the physicals, and I think speed is very important for centers. It's important for every build, but if you're playing center, if you're going to be a popper, you want to run, get quick pops, or if you're going to, you know, be slipping, like, this all factors into it. Speed plays a big role on not only offense, but defense too. You got to have a maxed out speed on your center build. The next one is strength, bro. This is a big attribute this year. And if you're coming into 2K24 with that 2K23 mindset that strength doesn't matter, then you, I mean, this is not going to end well for you. There's a ton of badges for centers like Box Out Beast and Bulldozer that I mentioned earlier that are going to be very important. And also, strength will just not only help you in the post on offense, but also help you on the post on defense, stopping people. If you have no strength, you're just going to get tossed around. If someone has Hall of Fame Bulldozer, say goodbye. Next one is a low-key underrated one for centers, and that's vertical. I feel like a lot of casuals, they don't really upgrade their vertical because they don't really think about it and they don't really realize how much it matters. A lot of the best centers and comp stage centers, all those guys, they know about it. They know you need vertical very high if you want to get a lot of boards. Yeah, those 7 attributes I would not sleep on. Write them in your notepad, mark them down, come back to this video if you have to. Do not sleep on those 7 attributes. Now I want to go over some of the best badges for centers and what requirements you need to get them. Again, if you guys want to open up your notes in your phone or something, or you want to write these down, go ahead. It'll make it a lot easier when you're making your build on day one. And also, I'll pop up the badge sheet that I was sent by one of the 2K devs. Y'all can screenshot this if you need to. The first badge for centers is Fearless Finish. This is a very important badge. And as you guys can see, you need strength and either close shot or driving layup. This is going to be a very good badge, and I say you try to get this on silver. Getting it on gold or Hall of Fame might be tough because you need a very high close shot or driving layup. The next most important badge is going to be Masher. And also, by the way, this is in no particular order. It's actually in order of the sheet, so I'm going like left, so you probably know what I mean. But for Masher, this badge requires close shot, so once again, you're probably not going to go above silver with this badge. But you could get Fearless and Masher just by upgrading your close shot in the builder, so that's something to keep in mind. The next one's going to be Rise Up. This is a very important badge for centers that helps you get a lot more standing dunks. You need standing dunk and you need vertical for this one, and this is another one that I would say try to get on silver if you can. You need a 81 standing dunk and a 63 vertical. Anything above that and you probably are making like an inside build. Even if you're making a shooting center, I would say try to get this on bronze. The next badge is Slithery, which is always a great badge for when you want to take layups. Again, I really don't see you going above silver with this badge unless you're making like an inside or a finishing type build. The last finishing badge I want to talk about is Bulldozer. This is a new badge. It is like Bully from last year, but even better. And this badge is all about strength. You need a 74 strength to get it on bronze, 84 for silver, 92 for gold, and 96 for Hall of Fame. So with all the center builds I talked about in this video, I said go 84 strength, and that will give you a silver Bulldozer badge. Now we got to talk about the shooting badges. There's not many that I think are that important for centers, but there are a few. Starting off with Limitless Range, guys, this year you need an 85 3-point shot to get bronze Limitless Range. I don't see many centers even having Limitless Range this year, unfortunately. Unless you lower your wingspan or you're like a really short center, I mean, I just don't see it. So I'm gonna say it now, like, don't force it. Do not try to get Limitless Range in your build because it's probably just gonna make your build really bad. You're probably gonna have a low wingspan at that point. You're not gonna be able to play defense. It's not worth it, bro. The next badge is Catch and Shoot, and this badge you'll probably be able to get on silver because you need a 74 3-point. Anything above that is a 85 3-point for gold, and I just don't think you're gonna be able to get that on a center. Well, you can get it on a center. I just don't think it's worth it. Next up, Green Machine. I know some people are wondering about this badge. This is another one where silver is at a 78 3-point, and if you want gold, that's an 89. Like, bro, I just don't see that happening for centers. Now let's talk about playmaking badges, and you usually don't think about playmaking when you're talking about centers, but I do have 2 badges I want to touch on. The first one is Bailout, and this is a badge that I'm not touching on because you're going to want to get it. I don't really see a lot of centers getting it because this was a very OP badge in years past, and now you did an 87 pass accuracy to get it on bronze. Yeah, I just don't really see that happening. The badge that I would focus the most on when it comes to playmaking when I'm making my center build is Break Starter. Now, if you plan on playing the 1s or the 2s, maybe it's not as important, but if you're playing 3s or Pro-Am or Rec, Break Starter, that's a huge badge. To get it bronze, you need a 68 pass accuracy. To get it silver, you need a 75. Now let's talk about the defense/rebounding badges, and I got a bunch of badges that I want to talk about. There's a lot of good ones. The first one in the top left is Brick Wall. Now, Brick Wall this year is all about your strength. As I told you guys before when I was making my center build, to 84 strength, that is what you should go for. That will get you silver Brick Wall. Or bro, I would even try to get gold. So I mean, if you could get a 90 strength, then that's something you could consider. I know it will cost a lot of attribute points, so I'm not really sure if it's worth it. 99 strength though for Hall of Fame, I mean, I'm sure that goes crazy, but at that point you're probably gonna have to have no shooting. The next badge right below it is Anchor. I love this badge. I think it's a great badge every year. I'm trying to get it on gold on most of my center builds. You guys see 92 block with a 77 interior D, but I know there's gonna be some centers that get this on Hall of Fame and go with a 99 block. But like I said, I feel like you either gotta go 99 block or 99 rebounding. It's one or the other. You can't really do both. If you do both, then you're probably not gonna be that good at finishing or playmaking. The next badge I want to talk about is Post Lockdown. It's right below Chase an Artist on the left. This is a badge that I think is going to be pretty important, and once again, you need strength for this. 84 strength and an 88 interior D to get it on gold. That's a pretty high interior D. I don't really see many centers doing that, but I think you can get this on silver with an 82 interior defense. So try to get an 82 interior D. If not, bronze will work. The next one is Immovable Enforcer. I think this is going to be very important because of how OP the finishing is. This is another badge that is all about strength, and as I said, 84 strength. You'll get this on silver because you guys can see you need an 82 for silver. Box Out Beast. This badge is all the way in the top right of the sheet. This is another one that requires you to have strength. As I said, 84 strength. You'll get gold Box Out Beast if you do that. And then of course I gotta mention it, Rebound Chaser. I think most centers should go 99 rebound, one or the other. If you're really tall, like 7 foot plus, go offensive rebound 99. But if you're below 7 feet tall, then go 99 defensive rebound. Get that Hall of Fame. If you don't want to do that, then get at least gold, bro. You got to have at least gold rebound chaser. Now I want to tell y'all some of the key animation requirements. So this is something that you guys cannot see from the builder. You'll probably be able to see it when you're on the game. But at the point in time when I'm recording this video, the game has not come out yet. The only information that we have are all these YouTubers' YouTube videos. You can't see animation requirements like what dunk do you need to get contact dunk, or what pass accuracy you need to get certain pass styles. You don't know, like certain dribble moves, you don't know what ball handle you need. For centers, we're not going to be talking about dribble moves, but I will tell you guys about some of the pass styles. I don't know if these are height locked, so like if you're a certain height, you can't get the guard pass styles, but the center ones are Sabonis at 75 pass accuracy and Jokic at an 80 pass accuracy. Then of course you have some others like Steph Curry at an 80 pass accuracy, Tyrese Halliburton supposedly the best one at 89 pass accuracy. You could have LeBron at 86 pass accuracy, Magic Johnson at 85, and that's pretty much it. So I would try to get one of the pass styles, at least Sabonis at 75. Next up, I gotta tell you all about contact dunks for my interior finishers out there that are watching this video, my slashers. For the lowest contact dunk, it's an 87 driving dunk this year with a 75 vertical. So last year I think it was 86, so this year 87. So do not make that mistake. Don't think you're getting them at 86 because you're not. The tier above that is 89 driving dunk with a 78 vertical. The third craziest contact dunk is a 94 driving dunk with an 82 vertical, and the craziest contact dunk is a 96 driving dunk with an 86 vertical. Now we got a few contact dunks for 6'10 and up. So if you're a post scorer or you're planning to make a tall ass build or inside, listen up. We got a 80 standing dunk. So it's not about your driving dunk anymore. 80 standing dunk and a 60 vertical. And then for the best one, it's a 90 standing dunk with a 75 vertical. Also, I'm going to add this point in because I was talking to my friend Hollywood. He is a pretty good center every year. He said, if you're a 6'9" with a ton of strength, you'll still get dogged in the paint by a good post scorer. He said, if you raise the height, so if you go to like 7 feet on your build and lower the strength, it feels better. This video took me forever to make. Sub up if you guys actually watched it. Turn on noties, drop a like. I'm going crazy in 2K24. I'll see y'all in the next one. Click the video on the screen too, because I mean, you'll probably like it.